Hi, how are you? My name is Deepak Bhattarai and my UB ID is 1006053 and I am a student of Big Data online class. So, the topic for my project is Commodity Flow Survey Dataset and this is the project phase 2 and its title is like defining problems. So, before starting the phase 2, I am going to describe about the phase 1 because I have changed the topic in phase 2. So, let's go to the next slide. Now, this slide contains the introduction of the Commodity Flow Survey dataset. So, the Commodity Flow Survey is a joint effort by the Bureau of Transportation Statistics (BTS) and the US Census Bureau (US Department of Commerce). The CFS, that is Commodity Flow Survey, produce data on the movement of goods in the United States. The survey is the primary source of national and state level data. It is the primary source of national and state level data on domestic freight shipments by establishment in mining, manufacturing, wholesale, auxiliaries, and selected retail and services trade industries located in the 50 states and the District of Columbia. Data are provided on the type, origin, and destination, value, weight, modes of transportation, distance shipped, and ton miles of commodities shipped. The CFS is conducted every five years as part of the economic census. It provides a model picture of national freight flows and represents the only publicly available source of commodity flow data for the highway mode. The CFS was conducted in 1993, then in 1997, 2002, 2007, and the recent one is 2012, and the most recently it is conducting the survey in 2017, which is not yet completed. So move to the next slide. It consists of the characteristics of data sets. So commodity data set is a high volume data set with various questions on different topics. The following information is collected on this survey, and the one is shipment ID number, second one is shipment date, next is shipment value, then shipment weight, community code for SCTG list, commodity description, US destination, and mode of transportation. The research on this survey focus on the type of commodity shipped. So let's see the next slide, which describes the sample dataset. Now, on this slide, it contains the sample CFS dataset, and this dataset is provided by the Bureau of Census. So, this dataset has approximately 4.5 million data recorded within the year 2012, and here is the screenshot containing the details about the data with different columns and different data like shipment ID, origin state, origin MA, origin CFS, area, destination state, destination MA, destination CFS, area, and many more. And it have its reflected data with more than 4.5 millions. So let's move to the next slide. Here, from this slide, we move to the next phase of the project, Community Flow Survey, and its topic is defining problems. So, now the first section is problem definition. Here, the North American Industry Classification System (NAICS) aims to cover a variety of businesses which require transportation and records of the items in the inventory. Some of these businesses include manufacturing, wholesale, retail, electronic shopping, and delivery. So, in this phase of the project, we analyze the different attributes that have been included in the source file, and we come up with a practical system to manage and regularly update the records in order to create a consistent information log for the transport systems and the business owners. Now, the next section is problem solutions that gives the some solutions to the problem that is defined in the above section. So, this data obtained in the Community Flow Survey attempts to aid the US government in making decisions, being on the lookout for possible weaknesses and threats, and working to eliminate them. The resultant file provides the data on three levels, that is, the national level, state level, and the third one is the sub-state level. So, the commodity file survey records are vital to provide the owners and potential stakeholders of the businesses regularly updated information about their goods, based on which they can generate patterns to make the transportation more efficient in future. Now on this slide, we are going to explain about the analysis that can be done on the dataset using different technologies like HDFS with Spark and MapReduce programming. So here we can analyze the following aspects regarding the attribute used in the survey using HDFS with Spark and MapReduce programming. So the first analysis is, first of all, we aim to categorize the goods based on their weights and the destinations where they are to be delivered. The file records the destination of the five heaviest commodities. Based on the observations of these records, the government can develop a better infrastructure which adheres better to the requirements of the manufacturers and the end users. In order to carry out this analysis, we initially measure the weight of the goods in the survey. This weight is measured in the unit ton-miles based on the codes assigned by the standard classification of transport goods. Now the third step is, after the weight and destination areas are documented, the next classification is made using the prices of the dispatched good. The observations of this particular analysis enable the US government agency to monitor the trends with respect to predicting the demand of the end users. Finally, based on the previous three analyses, the last attribute analyzed would be the medium of transportation as per the SCTG. This assists the government to manage the transport vehicles, the finances required for the same, and aim for the betterment of the delivery approach. So let's move to the next slide. Now on this slide, let's discuss about how to collect the data. The data is obtained from a survey conducted in the year 2012. It consists of over 400,000 records which we will be using in the later phases to modify and apply queries. Some of the redundant attributes in the file can be skipped. The essential information is imported using Excel format tool or any scripting language as per the specifications of MapReduce function. After MapReduce is carried out, the file is loaded to the HDFS for post-processing. For the next year, there are as many as 4.5 million records from which the data is imported. This survey occurs once every 5 years, in the years ending in 2 or 7. So, in future, there can be a separate system in a cloud computing environment to extract and modify the data present in the record. So, this is all about the phase 2 and a brief discussion about phase 1. So, have a good day. Thank you.